Okay, this is a walk around of my Husqvarna 610 Super Mono in a Cagiva Mito chassis. I posted some of these up before, and I've done a lot of work in terms of sorting out some bugs and rerouting the cooling and that sort of thing. So hopefully this will help those who are interested in doing the same thing on your own. Fairly straightforward build. Key thing is cooling. So right up here is the water pump. This goes down to the bottom of the Mito radiator. It bolts up. I moved mine back just a bit to allow some more clearance for the forks. That'll depend on what type of front end you're going to run. And I tried to use silicone hoses whenever possible. I got these from a KDX 220 of all things. They actually have the bends that I need. Water temperature sensor there. This goes off the Husqvarna engine itself. I did have to splice a piece here. That's just a plastic coupler, and then two more silicone hoses up here. This is the stock Mito hose that goes in through the hole in the frame here, and all the magic happens into the tank. Lift this up. So as it carries up through here, it goes through the frame to this point right here, which I've cut off. It has a 90-degree elbow, again a plastic one that you can get at any parts store. Silicone hose all the way to a EX500 radiator cap, of all things. It's got a 90-degree piece to it, so this goes out this way, and then that goes straight down. And I've mounted it to the edge of the frame just with a little bracket right here in the inside of the tank pad, so that's nice and sturdy right there. This is the overflow. Clear hose flows off to a holder in the front subframe. So then it's kind of tough to see, but going out the bottom of the radiator cap, turning 90 degrees, and then coming down in another 90 degrees right there. It's all one piece. That carries it back to the bottom of the engine. This is critical here. This is it really saved a lot of time and energy. The Mito radiator has a little 90-degree return hose coming off of it, which is perfect because I've got a little brass splicer here, and then that goes all the way back to here, which is the overflow for the water pump. So an earlier video, that's where this had leaked. I didn't clamp this on tight enough, so since then it's on there a lot better. So that seals up the whole system. So there's a bit of monkeying to do, but it's not impossible to figure out. And this is up nice and high, as you can see, far higher than the water pump. So we're not going to get any vapor lock in there, and it's a basic Kawasaki part that I got used off eBay. You can see the fluid in there. Even if you have to, I think there's even a higher pressure radiator cap that you can buy, and then that can obviously be safety wired in place. The other thing too is the Husqvarna has a crankcase and cylinder head vent that goes to the stock frame. Of course, that's gone on this thing, so I've got again some silicone hose going from the cylinder head. This is a piece that I made that I'll hopefully maybe get a proper one in brass that steps it down to the smaller size. It goes out of the case. Again, there's a tangle of hoses and stuff down there. I don't know where you can see it, but it goes right down to the case here. And just above, there's a T-fitting, and that carries on underneath the rear subframe and then vented out the back that you can just see right there. So that's the crankcase vent. Key thing is that you got to get the right carburetor. FCR 41 is the only thing that'll work. I tried a 43.5 taper board thing that I got off eBay. Did not work. Didn't run very well at all. What else? custom-made rear set plates, and then just basic rear set pegs that you can get off of eBay. Woodcraft pegs here as well. Of course, everything is safety wired. It is a mono, so it is going to vibrate. My homemade engine mounts here out of steel. That's actually a Fast by Faraci titanium bolt that I was actually able to score for a really good price. But apparently I understand that the Mito front subframe for the engine will work as well, so I'll keep a close eye on this. I won't paint it, so I can check it out and make sure there's no cracks forming. My fancy OZ Racing front wheel, that's a GSXR 600 front end. Aprilia RS 125 front subframe, Magura 16mm master cylinder, just running a single front caliper. My HMF exhaust, custom-made header system from Cycle Boys in Manitoba. Brandon, you can find their address off my blog. Those guys are awesome, just absolutely TIG welding and fabricating geniuses. You can compare that with some of my acetylene welding here for my homemade subframe that works with a Honda RS 125 seat. What else? Double the seat pad there. This thing does vibrate pretty good. Stock Mito rear wheel. And Dunlop 155 rear slick and a 125 front slick. I don't know if we'll be able to find those much longer now that everyone's MotoGP or GP250, I should say, is gone and Moto2 has replaced it. And the MX rear master cylinder with reservoir cap.